Before you judge this connection, slow down and listen carefully, because some relationships are not meant to excite you first. They are meant to heal you first. This message is not gentle, but it is necessary, because the person God matched you with is not random, emotional, or accidental. If you are here, it means something inside you already knows this connection feels different, confusing, and strangely deep at the same time. Right now, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and comment, "I'm listening," if you are ready to understand the real reason behind this connection. Stay with me, because later in this video, I will explain the one sign that proves this person was assigned to you by God, not chosen by chance, and most people miss it. Here is the advice you need to hear first. Stop asking why this person feels familiar. Stop asking why they trigger you. Stop asking why you cannot let them go, even when it hurts. Keep you stuck. Instead, ask what God is trying to heal inside you through them. From a psychological point of view, the deepest bonds are formed where unmet emotional needs meet divine timing. You are not matched with this person because they are perfect. You are matched with them because they touch places in you that no one else ever reached. And that is uncomfortable. Because healing does not feel like romance at first. Healing feels like exposure. Spiritually, God does not bring people into your life to entertain you. He brings them to refine you. Sometimes the person who melts your heart is also the one who reveals your wounds. That is not punishment. That is preparation. Let me say this clearly. If this person challenges your patterns, questions your defenses, and awakens emotions you buried long ago, that is not coincidence. That is alignment. Psychology teaches us that we are drawn to people who mirror our unfinished emotional business. Spirituality teaches us that God uses those mirrors to make us whole. So when both psychology and faith point to the same connection, you should pay attention. You see, God did not match you with someone who would simply agree with you. He matched you with someone who would stretch you, someone who would force you to grow emotionally, someone who would not let you hide behind old coping mechanisms. This is why the connection feels intense. This is why it feels sacred and scary at the same time. This is why walking away feels like losing a part of yourself. Here's the truth most people avoid. God sometimes uses relationships to teach lessons we refuse to learn alone. And the heart melts not because of romance, but because of recognition. There is a moment, maybe you already felt it, where you looked at this person and thought, "Why do you see me like that? Accidental." That is the soul recognizing a divine assignment. From a psychological lens, when someone sees you deeply, your nervous system reacts. You feel safe and threatened at the same time. Safe because you are understood. Threatened because your masks no longer work. Spiritually, that is where God begins His work, because He cannot heal what you keep hiding. This person was matched to you to reveal your capacity for love beyond fear. Not shallow love, not performative love, but love rooted in truth. And here's where many people misunderstand God's intention. They think every God-sent person is meant to stay forever. That is not true. Some are meant to awaken you. Some are meant to correct you. Some are meant to prepare you. But all are meant to transform you. The Bible gives us one line that explains this connection clearly. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:23. God matched you with this person because your heart needed refinement, not protection. You guarded your heart too well. You learned how to survive, not how to receive. Psychologically, when someone comes close to your core, it disrupts your emotional equilibrium. Spiritually, God uses that disruption to rebuild you from the inside out. That is why this connection melts your heart, because it softens what trauma hardened, because it reopens what disappointment shut down. Let me be honest with you. If this person feels easy all the time, then this message is not for you. But if they make you question yourself, your beliefs, your fears, and your emotional habits, then listen carefully. God did not match you with them to complete you. He matched you with them to confront you. Confront your fear of abandonment. Confront your need for control. Confront your habit of loving from a distance. Psychology calls this emotional mirroring. Spirituality calls it divine refinement. This is why the connection feels bigger than logic. Your mind tries to explain it away. Your soul refuses to let it go. And here is the part that will melt your heart if you truly understand it. God trusted this person with parts of you that you did not trust yourself with. Think about that. God saw your wounds. He saw your silence. He saw your guarded heart. And he said, "This is the one who will reach them." That does not mean the person is perfect. It means they are positioned. Psychologically, timing matters more than compatibility. Spiritually, obedience matters more than intention. This connection happened now, not earlier, because you were not ready before. You needed to grow. You needed to break old cycles. You needed to mature emotionally. And now God brings someone who matches the version of you that is emerging, not the version you were. That is why it feels unfamiliar. That is why it feels risky. That is why it feels real. Many people lose these connections because they confuse discomfort with danger. But growth always feels uncomfortable before it feels safe. Let me speak directly to your heart now. The reason God matched you with this person is not to make your life easy. It is to make your love honest. Honest love exposes fear. Honest love demands communication. Honest love requires emotional responsibility. Psychology shows us that secure attachment is built through vulnerability. Spirituality shows us that vulnerability is an act of faith. So when you open up to this person, you are not just loving them, you are trusting God. And yes, your heart melts because it finally rests, not in certainty, but in surrender. Here is the mini cliffhanger I promised earlier. There is one clear sign that confirms this person was divinely assigned to you. That sign is this: they change how you pray. If being connected to them makes you reflect, repent, grow, or seek God differently, that is not coincidence. That is confirmation. God does not send people who pull you away from Him when they are meant to refine you. So if your heart feels softer, if your awareness feels deeper, if your emotional patterns are shifting, then understand this clearly. The reason God matched you with this person is because your heart was ready to be reshaped. If this message spoke directly to you, like this video so it reaches others who need it. Subscribe for more deep psychology and spiritual guidance. And comment "My heart understands" if you felt this message in your spirit. And now, listen closely, because this is where clarity replaces confusion. Instead of paying attention, they ask, "Why does this person affect me so deeply?" But the better question is, what part of me is being awakened right now? Psychologically, when a bond activates growth, your old self resists. If you have ever felt like this person arrived exactly when you stopped pretending, that is not coincidence. If they appeared when you were tired of shallow connections, that is alignment. Comment "divine timing" if this describes your experience. God matches people based on readiness, not desire. You desired comfort. God assigned growth. And growth requires honesty. Honesty requires courage. Courage requires faith. Here is the Bible verse that explains this season perfectly. He makes everything beautiful in its time. Ecclesiastes 3:11. Not early, not late, on time. This connection is beautiful because it is timed by God, not rushed by emotion. Psychologically, maturity is recognizing when a connection is meant to teach, not distract. Spiritually, wisdom is honoring the lesson, even if the outcome is uncertain. That is why you are being asked to stay present, not obsessed, anxious, to love consciously, not compulsively. If you are learning patience through this person, that is the lesson. If you are learning boundaries through this person, that is the lesson. If you are learning self-worth through this person, that is the lesson. Type "I choose growth" if you are willing to learn instead of run. Let me gently remind you of this. God does not waste connections. Even the painful ones carry purpose. Even the confusing ones carry clarity. Your heart melts because it recognizes divine intention beyond human understanding. So do not rush to define the relationship. Allow it to define you first. If this message brought peace instead of fear, comment "My heart is calm." And if you feel like this message found you at the exact right moment, comment "This was for me." Stay connected. This journey is unfolding exactly as it should. And now, take a deep breath, because this is where the heart begins to fully understand. The reason God matched you with this person is not to make life easier. It is to make your soul stronger. It is to teach you what unconditional love truly means. Notice the subtle ways they influence your life, the way they inspire you without trying, the way they challenge your excuses without condemning you, the way they awaken hope in places you thought were dead. That is intentional. That is divine. Psychology shows us that our most intense emotional connections often mirror our deepest needs and fears. Spiritually, God uses those mirrors to shape our character, not just our circumstances. If this makes sense to you, comment, "My heart understands." Acknowledging this awareness is like unlocking the first door to your own growth. Now, listen closely. The person you are connected with is not here to complete you. They are here to complement your growth. Not complete. Understand the difference. Completion creates dependency. Complementation creates evolution. If this connection makes you reflect on yourself more than them, you are on the right path. If you feel stirred to become better, stronger, and more compassionate, comment, "I am evolving." Every time you feel your heart melt, pay attention. Those moments are signposts. They are reminders that God's hand is at work in your life. Do not ignore them. Do not rationalize them away. Do not dismiss them as coincidence. Here is a key truth. The intensity of your emotions often indicates the depth of the lesson. Psychologically, strong emotions create strong memory imprints. Spiritually, strong emotions are gateways to spiritual awareness. So when your heart feels overwhelmed, take it as a cue. Pause, reflect, ask, "What is God showing me through this person right now?" If this resonates, comment, "I will reflect." Let your comments be a map for your own understanding and a light for others navigating similar connections. Now let's address something crucial. You may have doubts. You may wonder if you are misreading the signs. You may question if this person is really the one. And here is the truth. You don't need certainty. You need awareness. Because certainty is human, awareness is divine. God matched you with this person to cultivate awareness in your heart, not comfort in your mind. And that is why the moments that melt you are so unpredictable, so overwhelming, and so beautiful. The Bible gives us guidance here. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Jeremiah 29:11. Notice, hope, future, prosperity, not convenience, not ease. This is why your heart feels like it is both soaring and breaking at the same time. Because God's plans often move us through discomfort to reach clarity. From a psychological perspective, discomfort in relationships is not always a red flag. It is often the signal that growth is happening at a cellular level. From a spiritual perspective, discomfort is the refining fire that makes your love genuine and lasting. If you feel that you are growing because of this person, comment, "Refined by love." Your words are a declaration to the universe and to yourself that you recognize divine purpose. Now pay attention to the quiet moments, the small gestures, the late-night conversations, the unspoken understanding. These are not ordinary. These are spiritual signatures, the fingerprints of God on your connection. Psychologically, micro moments like these form attachment and trust faster than grand gestures. Spiritually, they are whispers from heaven, confirming alignment. Experienced moments like this. Comment, "I notice the signs." Your awareness trains your heart to recognize the divine orchestration in your life. Here's another truth most people miss. This person will sometimes push you to your limits. They may irritate you. They may challenge your patience. They may force you to confront the parts of yourself you've ignored. But remember, friction is often where the most valuable growth occurs. Psychology calls this constructive stress. Spiritually, it is the refining fire of God. If you've noticed challenges that ultimately help you grow, comment, "I am being refined." And let's be clear, this connection is not about perfection. It is about purpose. It is not about avoiding conflict. It is about learning to navigate it with grace. The person God matched you with will reveal what your heart is capable of. Not just in moments of happiness, but in moments of frustration, doubt, and fear. If you have felt this deep reflection in your connection, comment, "My heart is learning." Now, here is where it gets even more profound. Your heart melts because you are finally experiencing love that aligns with your soul, not just your desires. This is why the intensity is unlike anything you've felt before. This is why every glance feels like revelation. Every word feels like instruction. Every silence feels like sacred space. If this resonates with you, comment, "I feel the alignment." God's plan is at work, even when you cannot see the full picture. Even when the connection is messy. Even when your heart is unsure. Psychology reminds us that trust and growth requires patience. Spirituality reminds us that faith and timing requires surrender. So when your heart melts, when your soul stirs, and when your emotions are raw, embrace it. Comment, "I surrender to the journey," because the reason God matched you with this person is bigger than romance. It is bigger than attraction. It is about transformation. And the beauty is, once you recognize this, your connection becomes a mirror that reflects not only who you are, but who you are becoming. The Bible reminds us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." Proverbs 3, verses 5 through 6. Notice submit. Notice trust. Notice straight paths. Even if the journey feels winding, even if emotions feel unpredictable, the path is intentional. If this video has helped you understand your connection on a deeper level, comment, "I trust the path." Your comments will not only affirm your journey, but guide others who feel lost in similar connections.